Here are your hosts, Scott the Bear and Jeremiah the Johnson.
Welcome to the Lost at Home podcast. My name is Scott.
And I'm Jeremiah.
Happy almost Halloween. We're getting close.
We are getting pretty close. It's pretty nice. We're in Halloween month, week number 3 as we record this. And I want to apologize. There's a couple days. Oh, yeah, nobody's here.
We can fix that.
You try it every... Oh, yeah, I'm going to have another 6-hour fucking editing session. Yeah.
There we go. I did it. Here, I can do better. Ready? Spooky chains. Almost sounds like sleigh bells.
There. I jacked up your input monitoring, so now your voice is going to come up so loud.
I'll stand back a little bit because...
No, you didn't have to. That's fine.
Yep, I got my app out, and we're going to have spooky sounds throughout the entire podcast, whether Jeremiah likes it or not.
For the one of you still remaining, for the none of you still remaining after all of that, we are happy to be back, and I'm going to just roll over all of his shitty sound effects.
You probably should.
The entire time. And I can literally just mute yours while I'm talking, and nobody will ever know you played anything, and I'll just sound like a crazy person. Anyway.
Should we talk about what the show is?
I think you should tell people what the show's all about.
Our show's a podcast. Back to you, Jer.
Well, it's a podcast about different weird stories, and sometimes we like to create other shit.
Yeah, we take the news that's the weirdest and strangest on the internet, and for the month of October, we are horror fans, so we basically pick horror stories, or at least horror adjacent, and we report on that news and then twist it into new content, whether it's TV shows, movies, comic books, etc. Doesn't matter what it is, we try to make some new content out of pre-existing news stories.
Yeah.
Being Halloween, we also give some movie picks at the beginning of the show. We have bullet points like normal, which are stories that are basically titles and nothing else, no content. And before we start the show this week, we have a little bit of old school update here.
Yeah.
We did a thing a long time ago.
We came up with a thing.
We came up with a thing on the show called Vegans Who Hate Vegans. And we promised we'd make a Facebook page for that topic, just to see what happened.
Did that ever happen?
I made the Facebook page. It has been up and running. It has followers. It has content. It is a weird thing. If you're on Facebook, go to Vegans Who Hate Vegans and join. Every once in a while, someone decides to write to me and ask me questions about the page. Usually they're mundane. They're like, why am I blocked? And I have to write back, I am the sole admin and I block no one. Check your settings. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then today, someone sent me a picture of them eating fried chicken, which I don't quite get, but cool. Fucking keep them coming.
Hey, honestly, sweet.
And then I got this one, very special, from John Doe.
No, let's go ahead and not give this person. This is John Doe, by the way.
Oh, yeah, it is John Doe.
John Doe.
You're right. I read it as John Doe because D-O.
Because it's what it should be. It should be John Doe. This is John Doe. This was like back out about a month ago you got this.
Mid-September I was sent this. And,
right.
Jer, we're going to read these back and forth if you will be John Doe.
I
will be me.
Okay, and I'm going to start right now. The name of your page makes no sense.
Thank you for noticing. It's what we're going for. It's a page made due to a discussion on our podcast.
Are you a vegan page or not? So you're going for stupidity?
We're going for what we have produced. We are not a vegan page, but we are also not a vegan page. It's what you make of it.
I make nothing of it.
Perfect. Take what you want from it, or take nothing. It's your choice, and we hope you are happy making it.
You gotta have a point or motive to your page. But whatever, be dumb.
We do. It's a page for vegans who hate other vegans.
Why would a vegan hate another vegan?
That's what we plan to explore. Also, it's a safe place for one vegan to hate another. Plus, there's weird meat memes that are neither for or against meat for all to enjoy.
Gay.
Yep.
And scene.
That was the
entire
back
thing.
and forth.
Thank you, John Doe, for sending this to Scott, the admin for this page, you were being... first of all, this person's head was exploding. Like, make me know what I'm supposed to feel.
Oh, I kept talking backwards, basically. Like, it's neither for nor against.
Yes. Well, honestly, you're really just saying, hey, man, whatever you want it to be. With like, I don't know what I want it to be. Yeah. Tell me what I want it to be. It's the state of social media. The reason people
I could have been like,
media.
It's anti-vegan. He'd be like, cool.
Yeah.
With a thumbs up emoji, and that'd be it.
No. It's whatever you want to be. If
or
you're
it's,
a vegan,
or it's pro-vegan. He'd probably be like,
vegan and another vegan. Gay. Oh, anybody who ends up like, oh, gay is good. That's good. Thank you. A thumbs up. But you're just like, no, you left it at that. Good.
No, I played it the right way.
I absolutely love the way you played it. And the way you should play everything is just like, it's just so confusing in your just like unwillingness to give in to anybody's like, they just want you to tell them how to feel, Scott.
Yep.
You're like,
I refused 100%.
How about you just feel how you want to feel? I don't want to feel, except for what you tell me to
At
feel.
no point did I take a stance.
Nope.
Did I?
as neutral as possible. Like, it could be anti-vegan, it could be pro-vegan. What do you want it to be, John Doe? I don't know. Anyway.
I didn't even ask him personally, like, do you like me? Are you a vegan? I didn't even want to I didn't care about their personal life.
No, exactly. You're not like, oh, well, yeah. And they're like, no. Hey, man, if you're a vegan, you come to this page and you want to hate other vegans or love them, that's fine. If you want to come to this page,
why would a vegan hate a vegan? I don't know. We're looking to explore that here.
Would you like to give me your opinion on this?
Yeah.
God. Anyway.
It's the best trolling when you don't actually take sides.
No, it's perfect because honestly,
because a lot of trolling is you pick a side and you hammer down on someone for your side.
Like that's going to be the new trolling. Honestly,
picking no sides.
We just made like new, not content, just a new stance on this now.
Swiss
from
trolls.
This one is, yeah, Swiss trolls.
Swiss trolls.
Yeah, you're like, I don't know, man. What do you think?
Swiss trolling.
It's really just being the most
neutral,
balanced.
Have you ever had a Swiss roll?
Oh yeah, Swiss roll.
This is a Swiss roll.
Okay, empty promise. Mock up that. Like
we're gonna start it. We're gonna start a company that makes Swiss trolls.
At least no. I would say just go on Photoshop and make a mock up of that.
It's a troll farm that not only trolls people but also makes delicious cheap pastries that can be bought in convenience stores across America.
How about this, Scott? You know Photoshop very well. Why don't you go and find the Swiss roll logo and packaging make one that just says Swiss troll?
Yeah,
and that's the cover of this episode.
It's where you troll, and
that might be the name of the episode, Swiss Troll.
We're 5 minutes in, and we have the name and a logo and a picture and everything.
Yeah, man.
I do love the concept though of basically trolling and never taking one side or the other, trolling neutral.
Yes.
You're not like pro-Trump or anti-Trump trolling your ass off,
hey,
trying to get the other
man.
side to hate. You just kind of like go at it completely down the middle.
Trumpers for and or against Trumpers. Wait, what?
Do I need to make this Facebook page now?
We're going to have an empty promise out of an empty promise, an empty promise inception, an empty promise
are we doing Trumpers against Trumpers?
I think Trumpers...
it was vegans who hate vegans.
Trumpers who hate Trumpers?
I mean, that would just probably end up being former Trumpers, people who came to the light.
Yeah, you have to like Trumpers who love and or hate Trump. Like, just make it as like absolutely neutral.
White nationalists who hate white nationalists.
There's a bunch of them, yeah. There's factions like, no, you don't hate the Jews enough. Well, I'm okay with
enough.
I just don't like the blacks, but I'm fine with the Jews. You ain't racist enough, motherfucker. Yeah. So, anyway.
You didn't see those Jews at the Grindelwald Bank in Harry Potter with their long noses and skinny... Those were goblins.
Goblin Jews, potato Jews.
Those were literal goblins.
Like potatoes, Jews.
Did you just say potato Jews?
No, potato is actually that should be the saying. No, I think just potatoes, Jews.
This Mr. Potato Head stuff's gone too far. They went all LGBTQ by saying just potato head.
Yeah.
He's definitely a potato Jew.
Yeah, Potato Berg. He's fucking hanging out there. Look at this big nose they got me to put on him. You don't expect me to put me? No, it's just...
My favorite show about children growing up in the 80s, the Potato Bergs. Yeah. I think that was the Goldbergs.
I heard that Elvira was on the Goldbergs recently, on the new Halloween episode. I have not watched the Goldbergs since season 2, but like...
You just call it the Goldenbergs?
The Goldenbergs, yeah.
And that needs to be the Golden Girls sequel where they're all older and in retirement homes.
Oh, that's right.
In the 2000s, dealing with the Trump era.
There's a slutty one, a stupid one, and then hey, I might be a lesbian one.
It basically would be the mom from the show with her friends, but all elderly.
Okay.
And then the supporting cast, like the dad who's in not Always Sunny, Curb Your Enthusiasm, they're all there too as supporting cast,
Jeff
but
Garland.
they're not the main cast.
Yeah, Jeff Garland's good.
Yeah, Jeff Garland's great and everything.
Yeah,
it's one of the reasons why I watched the Goldbergs.
Hilarious. Yeah, I mean, and also the woman from Reader 911 is the mom. It was fucking amazing in that.
No, the cast is actually pretty fucking great.
The cast is great. I mean, and the fact that they do there's just that pandering throwback 80s shit, and I'm just like, honestly, I'm fine with this.
And I like that they do it tongue-in-cheek, where they always say sometime in the 80s. They don't pick a year.
That's because they intentionally mess up the timeline. They're like, okay, Nightmare on Elm Street 3 has come out, but also Star Wars just came out. This is either 77 or
there's no timeline. It's all 80s.
Yeah, like they're
mashed up.
Because it's just pretty much the person being like, I want to mash this.
We just explained the Goldbergs.
Wow, what kind of podcast are we?
So I don't know what I'm making for a website, but I'm definitely going to make Swiss trolls. I think that basically summarizes our first new content, and that gives our listeners, whether you're new or old, a taste of what you're about to get into. So without further ado, let's get into the show. Jared, do you want to do the movie picks first?
I think I will take my movie pick. Yes. Let's take movie picks. We're gonna move into bullet points after that, and we actually have a little in between thing that kind of goes with our movie picks. But I'm gonna do. Okay, so I had a trouble choosing which one, because this is one of those where like people are gonna be like, it's not horror, but it's a movie.
Mine
pick.
could be said the same way.
Yeah, so mine is definitely like a dark war drama, and it's called Werewolf/Wilkolak. It's a Polish movie that came out in 2018, but it just started hopping up on streaming services this year, and it's luckily popped up on a bunch of them, including Shudder, Vudu if you want to watch it with ads, and Prime.
I want to watch everything with ads. I love non-seamless content.
I paid extra $5 to watch Shudder with ads. Actually, if they just had Shudder with like 1980s horror movie ads in it, I'd be like, okay, an extra $5, I will definitely just watch like extra ads.
I'm going to interrupt you real quick. We paid the $5 for Peacock to watch Halloween Kills.
I did too, yes.
And then we were like, oh yeah, Mr. Mercedes is on there. We paid Peacock money. So now we can watch it ad-free, right? No, $5 lets you watch all of the episodes as opposed to some of them,
yes, but with ads.
Still with ads.
$10 if you want without ads, yeah.
Fuck, I want Peacock to fail as a streaming service so hard. Like,
I get a lot of money behind it.
I get fixated weirdly on things and go on little tangents in my own personal life.
When I watched
Peacock, I want to die.
When I watched Halloween Kills on that, the only thing I will say about that is I was happy that it was one ad at the beginning. It was not throughout.
But and it was an ad for Peacock.
I think so. Yeah, it's like, please. For some reason, our model isn't working.
And they start with like three
ad-supported shit. It just isn't working.
And the ad for Peacock, the network that plays before everything, starts with 3 things on Peacock no one would ever want to watch. And the 4th thing that pops up is Halloween Kills, which is the #1 movie in the country right now.
Yes. Yep.
And they buried it 4 in, meaning you'd already be fast-forwarding knowing you don't want to watch a movie about the first swim team member who won't shave her legs, and I don't know, these shows look that bad.
I'm looking forward to that one. Yeah, I'm gonna pay $9.99 for premium.
Why are you so sad, Becky? The coach says I won't be as aquadynamic if I don't shave my legs. Well, why won't you shave your legs, Becky? Well, that's just a man telling me to do it. No man's ever gonna tell me what to do.
But also,
these boots are made for walking.
But they're also they got hairy legs under them. And that's just what they'll do. They got hairy legs under them.
And then she's swimming, and it's like these boots are made for walking.
She's also wearing boots. I'm swimming boots, you know?
I'm surprised the coach didn't tell her to take off those fucking boots when she swam it.
It's just weird. They're stripper boots. Like
shaving her legs is going to do nothing with stripper boots on.
High stripper boots. Like, this is where I want it.
Becky, you're never going to win the swim meet with unshaven legs and stripper boots.
Yeah. Hashtag misplaced pandering feminism, the movie. Oh, no.
And then it turns into Jordan Peele music. These boots were made for walking. Gets all creepy and slowed down and twisted.
Yeah, because she drowns because her fucking boots got waterlogged.
One of the last scenes is her trying to reach to the surface, but these stripper boots are just pulling her down.
Yeah, she's just...
And she can't get them off because the leg hairs velcroed them on.
It's actually like somebody's grown through the boots.
She would neither take off the boots nor shave, so they've grown in.
They just grow out. They're just these large, like, tentacle, like...
These boots were...
Yeah, she got them waterlogged, hairy legs done drowned her. Yeah. Anyway,
don't fast forward through the Peacock ads. You'll miss gems like that.
But I watched Wilkolak / Werewolf, if you look it up. Polish movie on Shudder is where I watched it. And it is a movie about recently liberated kids from a concentration camp who had to, then they were put into like this desolate, abandoned, like sort of abandoned mansion under a caretaker in the middle of the woods, and the caretaker dies, and the place just happens to be surrounded by feral dogs who want to devour them, so they essentially start dying of thirst and hunger and have to find a way out of this place. But also, you know, the enemy from within, of course. And so it's kind of Lord of the Flies-ish in ways, too, because you had a bunch of kids who were starving and a bunch of people from ages, probably 18 to 4 who are trying to like survive this, and it gets a little tough. So it is a dark drama.
That sounds fun. I'm going to watch that. I haven't seen it.
It's a beautiful movie, absolutely perfectly shot, and almost all of the kids have never acted before. But they are absolutely wonderful in this movie for the kind of really demanding roles that they had to play. It is very Polish World War II, Lord of the Flies kind of feeling about it. So,
are we ever going to get to a point where we can do like comedies about that era?
I mean, there have been.
All I can think of when you said it was Polish kids in like the concentration camp, they always did forced labor on children.
Oh, like a summer.
And all I can think of when you said Polish kids and forced labor in my head was like them lacing potatoes for some reason. Like not Nikes, like they're not in a sweatshop in China, but it's
you're thinking like a sweatshop,
but it's like a sweatshop, but they're just running laces to potatoes.
I was actually thinking like concentration summer camp. It's like, these wild and crazy camp counselors. Oh, God, Schneischen, Fluschen, Glischen. Like are just are they crushing hard on the little kids?
Like a Meatballs or Police Academy.
Exactly. But just like about concentration camps. Concentration summer camp.
I'm surprised those weren't made back then. I just rewatched 2 nights ago Police Academy, the original from like 1975. That scene where that girl, the quiet one, was driving the car. Just before she drove the car, another black person, Hightower, drove his car, and he did it bad. Yeah. And when he got out, the white sergeant, not the main character, like a lesser sergeant, because I don't think the main characters would say this word. He literally gets out of the car and goes, "What the hell is wrong with you, Jigaboo?" And I was like, whoa! Like, I was at my house, and I think I dropped what I was holding. Like, I was like, whoa! Yeah. Whoa, that's not okay.
Hashtag different time, baby.
Yep.
Yeah, I also just imagine Michael Winslow making crazy like Holocaust like beep boop 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 sounds or whatever. Like,
Holocaust sounds like beep boop 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 boop.
Yeah, classic, That's the sound of a train coming to pick people up and bring them to their terrible deaths.
Not beep boop beep boop, which is not a Holocaust sound.
Yeah. What the fuck is this guy all about? Burn him first. All right. Beep boop beep boop beep boop beep boop.
Little did we know robotics came a long way in the 40s and 30s. There were robots back then made by Jews. They were called golems.
Exactly.
And they were destroyed by the Nazis because they were jealous of their technology.
Exactly.
And we lost all that tech until
Michael
recently.
Winslow as the golem. Beep, boop, beep, boop, beep. Yeah, please stuff scroll in mouth. Beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop, boop. We'll do your bidding, please. Look up the golem.
No, Nazi, please don't destroy me. Please do not destroy me.
Anyway, we have negative 14 listeners now.
Yes.
Somehow we're going to lose more from next week. So, Scott, what's your...
My pick is a movie from Amazon. I don't know if it's anywhere else, so look there for it first. Called The Bad Samaritan. It stars David Tennant from Doctor Who.
I've seen the cover of this so many times and almost clicked on it.
I had it in my queue for so long that it hit the end of my Amazon queue, and I started watching things from the end forward recently to... find out I have some fucking amazing hidden gems I just haven't been watching.
I go on my one way to get something for the back to the front is I go on the actual computer because it's easier to scroll that way, and then I just remove it from my watch list and add it again, and it just popped to the front. So I'll be like, I forgot I ever added this to my fucking watch list.
The Bad Samaritan also stars Robert Sheehan, who a lot of people will know if they're fans of the show Misfits, the UK British show about a bunch of people in work release program who get hit by lightning and get superpowers. He's one of the superpowered guys. He was also the foul-mouthed one, the asshole. He was like the best character on Misfits. So the David Tennant is a guy going to a restaurant where Robert Sheehan and his buddy are the valets who park the cars of all the people who go in. And what they do is they take the cars of the people who go in, they hit their GPS to find out where they live, they drive to their house, and they rob their house using the garage door opener to gain access while the person eats dinner, and then return the car to them with them being none the wiser they've been robbed from their house by their own car.
Okay, so yeah, another almost like home invasion-y type thriller type thing.
Yep, and when Sheehan goes to David Tennant's house, he finds a plastic room, like a kill room, with a computer and a desk in the middle, and a girl tied up with a bit in her mouth, tied to a chair, all bloody, and she wants to be released, but then she tells him that room has cameras, and he checks them from his cell phone, and then he should probably leave and fix the desk, and she helps instruct him on how to, like, fix the place, so he's not discovered, and he leaves and gets the car back just in time, but then the kid becomes obsessed with figuring out how to save this girl.
Can we have set a spoiler alert? It sounds like you just explained
First 5 minutes of the movie.
That's the first 5? Okay, good. Thank you. Because that sounds like that could have been the entire movie. Like, and Bruce Willis was dead at the end.
Credits finish rolling after what I just said.
Cool. Yeah. Good. Because every once in a while, you like...
And then the rest of the movie is him being obsessed with the fact that this guy has a girl beaten and tied up in his house.
Because sometimes it's hard to tell whether that's going to be that way. Because last week when you were talking about Till Death, and you're like, and you know, the guy kills himself while still, and I'm like, is that the end of the movie?
First 5 minutes.
And you're like, nope, first 5 minutes, we're good. We
I spoiled the fuck out of the first, tenth of a movie.
But in other words, that people know, if you like that first tenth, watch it, you know what's happening, and then everything from there on is pretty much bad shit.
It gets crazy, it has twists, it has turns. It's
Bad Samaritan on Amazon. So
I have a Halloween calendar going of horror movies I'm watching, and I gave it 5 out of 5 pumpkins.
Oh wow, great. I do not give 4.5 or 5 for almost anything.
I am much more lenient compared to you.
Yes, you
are.
But
I am careful about what I give it to. I really have to like it.
I'm a little cunt when it comes to that stuff.
See, I'm not a cunt. Wait, no. I'm a total cunt.
Oh yeah, we're both cunts. Yeah.
We just started lacing shoelaces in a concentration camp.
Yeah. You don't think we're cunts?
Yeah, we're
talking about making a concentration summer camp movie. Come on,
this
meatballs.
summer.
Yeah. Oh, come on. Anyway, so another just on the same in the same vein. This was originally going to be a spiderweb dropping, but
I still have not watched this, unfortunately.
Oh, good God, dude!
Tonight. This in VHS 1994.
94, yeah, VHS 94. Which actually, I would
see that sounds like it's a retro title, but I want to say 84.
I would put because there's been Class of 84.
Well, I'm playing currently the Call of Duty Haunting 84.
I actually just watched the movie
that's going on, which is the Scream
guy.
Yeah,
something about the number 84. People love
84. Yeah, no, it's 1984, but it's it also features the Scream killer, Ghostface killer.
VHS 84, but yeah,
not the rapper, but the ghost-faced killer from Scream.
From Scream, yes.
Yeah, he's in the game. Yeah. So you can play Call of Duty as the Scream guy, stalking around, killing people. Cool. So it's kind of like playing the Friday the 13th game I used to have.
Yeah, that's
that I still have, but you do it as like Scream.
Yeah.
So it's like 5 people running around trying not to die from the Scream killer.
That's pretty sweet, actually. I'd take that.
Okay, Call of Duty's gotten pretty good with Halloween events. They're pretty dope.
I know they like it was ever since their like zombie stuff where they started.
Yeah, they embraced horror. Big time.
They just like blew up. They're like, okay, people love this shit, especially around this time of the year. So anyway, this is something we don't really need new content for it because it's actually its own new content. And I put in quotes AI because it turns out this is actually most likely, definitely a person writing this in the form of a bot-generated script. But Netflix has been partnering with this person, Keaton Patty, for the last couple of years, animating these scripts that this person writes, positing that they are actually, or claiming that they are written by an AI that he has fed a bunch of scripts to, and then it turns out like, oh, I fed AI 1,000 hours of romantic comedies, and this is what they came up with. And Netflix has been
something on par with most romantic comedies.
And really, what ends up happening is you have this comedian deconstructing tropes in these different different genres. And the AI recently was released on, I think it's Netflix is a Joke, the YouTube channel that you can watch it on. It released a horror version, and it is absolutely amazing. It is pretty much how you would expect an AI to write a horror movie, which is all about like just ripping off a bunch of Saw and all this kind of shit. So I would just recommend going to Netflix as a Joke and checking it out, but also just look up Keaton Patty. I recently purchased Keaton Patty's book that he released earlier before all this, called I Forced a Bot to Write This Book. And the reason it's pretty obvious this is a person writing this is because, in quotes, forced a bot to digest massive amounts of human media to produce these absurdly funny, quote-unquote, totally real, quote-unquote, bot-generated scripts, essays, advertisements, and more. And one of my favorites in this book so far is his script for the Transformers. He's like, that's actually when I like started smelling something and was like, wait a minute, this doesn't make sense. It's like, I fed a bot 1,000 hours of Transformers movies. I'm like, there's 8 hours of those movies.
Yeah.
And he's,
he could include the cartoons.
Well, they said movies, but I was like, but either way, one of my favorites is in the Transformers script. He's like, a 1988 Toyota Camry transforms into a 1990 Toyota Camry. and Optimus Prime comes through as an Uber and transforms into a Lyft. So it's very clearly like a human being, even if they seed it with some AI. A human being has tweaked this to make it extremely funny, but the comedy is amazing. So watch the short for Netflix. Netflix is a joke. AI wrote a horror.
Is it
short,
on
like
Netflix?
I don't think it's on Netflix proper. I think it's their YouTube channel. So
Netflix's YouTube.
yeah,
channel.
it's a 4.5-minute video, but it is fucking hilarious.
Sometimes
Watch
Netflix
it.
puts up shorts. They did that.
It might be on there. I've not checked.
Well,
It
they do
wouldn't be-
collections of shorts, actually.
It'd be nice if it was on there because there's about 5 or 6 of them. So once you get to this one, you can go back and watch a romantic comedy one. There's a stoner comedy. My favorite one is the stand-up comedy one because it's just this person deconstructing shitty stand-up comedy so well. Like Flag His Wife. You know, it's fucking amazing. Anyway,
Yeah,
so this person, Keaton Patty, is brilliant. Check them out on Twitter and stuff too. But also, they've been doing this stuff for a couple of years for Netflix, and it's fucking hilarious.
The latest collection of what do you call them? Shorts that Netflix put up was, I think, called Oak Studios.
Well,
and it's the Neil Blomkamp collection.
Matt Granger literally talked about that on our last show,
Yeah.
and we were talking about so Neil Blomkamp made a bunch of these. In case those of you who have not listened to last week's show. Made a bunch of Neil Blomkamp being primary, let's just say District 9 obviously did Chappie as well, and he did a bunch of shorts. But I watched some of the shorts on YouTube when he first released them, but now Netflix picked up all of them in this collection that you can watch, and I think some of them were never released too. And they're fucking awesome. They're shorts, and some of them range from 5 minutes to 25 minutes. You know, that he used sort of as pitches. But you know what? I'm not going to say any more about it. Listen to last week's show with Matty Granger because he actually explains it a little bit better. So, anyway, we're going to go into the not show proper. We're going to really do bullet points because we are way behind. Not that there's really a time limit, but let's just do some bullet points here.
You have the first one.
I do. This is actually technically an update, but I'm going to call it a bullet point. We've talked about the Pablo Escobar's cocaine hippos.
Yep.
There's been
several times.
There's been an update. Yeah, I think we've had an update on this. This is an update on an update. So the cocaine hippo population is now being attempted to be controlled by contraception. Apparently, they were trying to castrate them, but it costs $50,000 per hippo to castrate, and they're recreating so quick they can't come up with the money because they don't have Pablo Escobar's money. They just have his hippos. So yeah, it's too bad. So anyway, they found a much cheaper solution, getting a contraception. Like a shot from the U.S. that essentially sterilizes the males, I think. Maybe it's the males or the females. I can't remember which one. Either way, they're working to
I'm
control
guessing
these
it's the
Colombian...
females because Americans are very poor on male contraception.
Yeah, but
when you put the article in here, I was thinking giant condoms.
Yeah.
Like two guys have to run up, sneak up really quietly, like grabbing each side of the condom.
They lose
roll it on.
There's like 6 human beings for every condom they can put on a hippo because those things are fucking vicious. They will kill you.
It's like, roll it.
Oh god, we got the roller's dead. We got a backup roller. Come on. Like, oh god damn it, I don't want to.
He did it backwards.
Yeah, he went out how he wanted to, just rolling a condom on a hippo.
Why is the noob on the inside? You did it backwards.
No.
How do you even roll it that way?
Can't we just keep it that way? He might still reproduce. We need 6 more condom rollers to go in and no, not just roll a condom in, reverse it and roll it back. We need 12 more condom rollers in there. Anyway,
it's just one dude with a big cork and a mallet. Right up the urethra. Just
I will say there was something years ago.
Moving on.
Years ago, they were testing successfully a male contraception on male rats that had a lot of promise, and it was actually a day of. So you just take it the day of, and your jizz wouldn't work. And I was like, man. Think about already like the Western world.
Imagine if you were a rat.
But already the Western world, they're talking about how like our sperm count's down. We're barely hitting replacement numbers and all this kind of stuff. Yeah. If then like dudes couldn't just get tricked into having kids anymore, we would be fucked as a species. We would be fucked because if dudes could just be like, I don't want to have kids, and we just can't have like now there's 2 versions of contraception in place. You're like, oh yeah, I don't want to wear a condom. But I have to trust that which woman's on the pill, or
there's
or that everything's gonna
ball
work.
thing. It's like a ball koozie, like the testicoozie we talked about way long ago. There's one of those that just got like patent release. It has ultrasonic sounds.
Who just zaps them dead?
So you put that on it heats the sperm,
DOA.
but then ultrasound goes through it, so it completely annihilates them for like a day. So if you know you're gonna fuck that night, you basically just dip your balls in this little jacuzzi and you sit there for a half hour before you go out, and then you're like. No sperm.
Sweet, yeah. In fact, you had that on your T-shirt.
Yeah.
And people were like,
dip my balls in a small jacuzzi for 1.5 hour. No sperm. Fuck me.
Yeah, no sperm is on the back. Yeah, no sperm. So yeah, bullet point number 1 out of the way.
Squid Game costumes are the top pick on almost every Halloween costume top pick of 2021, and they are cheap as fuck to assemble. I looked into it. If you want to be the jumpsuit dude, it's like $35 to get basically an identical jumpsuit. If you want to be one of the prison guards to get the pink jumpsuits with the mask, it's like maybe $45-$50.
Cool.
If you want to be the ringleader of it all and get his mask, that mask is like an extra $26, and then you can just wear all black. Basically, it's really, really cheap Halloween costume, and Yandy has one. It's called the Met Your Match Watchman costume, and it really looks like just a sexy version of the guards.
And this is
that's
something
about
we'll
it.
probably do in our next show, because that'll be our last
We'll
one.
play a game or something.
We remember, like, we usually every year, you go to Yandy or these other places and come up with these real knockoff.
I almost did it
ones.
for this week, but then the show notes actually fleshed out well enough where I didn't feel like we needed to pad it.
And next week, hopefully, we'll have like a special show, but we'll definitely have a Halloween
If we
show.
have
'Cause
James
that's going to be
Shoot
coming on October 30th.
If we have James Shoot Courtney on next week, which is what we're hoping,
that's why I was saying a special show. I wasn't sure if we wanted to mention that for sure.
I've been
but-
texting with him. Like at this point, it's basically set in stone. It just might not be exactly within the Halloween time frame. If anything falls through, it might be like maybe the week after Halloween.
Yeah. We're working.
But we'll get it in. It'll be around then.
James Hughes Courtney is the new shape from the new Halloween
Michael
movies.
Myers.
Michael Myers, yeah. Halloween Kills and of course the first Halloween, and Halloween Ends next year.
So yeah, Squid Game, hottest costume of the year for the hottest TV series on Netflix of the year. So.
Yeah.
Next one.
Yes, this one is actually pretty hilarious.
Oh yeah, I saw this.
So this is apparently there's a very well-regarded Spanish female crime writer, Carmen Mola, and they recently won an award, and they were
She's 3 kids in a trench coat.
essentially she is Vince Adultman from BoJack Horseman. Yeah. She is. It turns out it's actually 3 men who is this one writer. Because everybody knew it was like a pseudonym. You know, people write in their pen name all the time, but it turns out the pseudonym is of 3 men grouping together to write this, and they just won this coveted literary prize.
If they didn't show up for that literary prize wearing one trench coat on each other's
Yes.
shoulders,
This
they
like-
fucked it up. Like I would be like, I have a
12
bad
foot
back
tall-
and I will do this.
12 foot tall,
Yeah.
wobbling mess.
wobbles
Oh
in.
god, Carmen Mola, like with a wig.
Yeah,
A 12 foot tall woman.
the wig.
Yeah.
This wobbles up to the
Yeah.
stage.
Carmen Mola here, definitely #1 true crime writer. Beep beep. And that's it. Why do you say beep beep? I don't know. Still in Michael Winslow territory.
All
So
right.
anyway, next one.
There's a pumpkin shortage in America, and people are actually seeing rising prices. I have not seen this locally, but we also live in New England, which is pumpkin rich.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, he ain't just rich. He pumpkin rich.
actually, I'm going to be
Making
pumpkin
it rain
rich.
at the fucking strip club just with gourds.
I'm going to be pumpkin rich next year. I have a plan.
Sir.
We tried
Yeah.
growing pumpkins in our garden this year, and we failed. We grew what looked like a small watermelon that eventually got eaten by bugs.
You are pumpkin poor.
We are pumpkin poor. But I figured out that each
Pumpkin
pumpkin
trash.
has about 1,000 to 2,000 seeds in each, and all you have to do is wipe off the goo, dry them, put them in a bag,
Put them in the oven. Put them some salt on them.
No,
Eat
put 'em-
them.
put 'em-
shit them out into the yard.
Put them in the back of your fridge and wait till the next year. And in spring, before anything else pops up, you can plant them so that they'll grow for the next year. I'm going to take 2.5, because we have a small pumpkin, 2.5 pumpkins worth, which is, in my head, 5,000 pumpkin seeds.
Okay.
I'm going to save them all.
You don't get one pumpkin.
I
You are
am
the
going
biggest
to,
pumpkin loser.
I'm going to go for my entire property, my house. I'm going to plant them everywhere. Everywhere.
you're just
every
gonna be-
inch.
This is the beginning of a horror movie. You know that, right?
Every inch. Because some
This is
areas
where
they might not
something
take.
radioactive, like that's gonna get merged with something in the back of your fridge, like some spores, and then you're gonna mold, and it's just
black mold,
yeah, and
and
you're gonna
then
be
you
like,
have black
"We're pumpkin
pumpkins."
rich, baby!" And then it's gonna take over your house. It's gonna be like that Stephen King creep show where he gets all taken over by the
Yep.
the yeah.
Yep,
watch
you,
it.
you've been to my
where
house.
he's actually Stephen King is in the.
You've been to my house many times.
Yes.
I'm going to put them in the front planter, like the front, not planter, the flower bed.
I'm gonna jerk off on them. They're
Can
gonna
you
have
imagine
little
if-
baby pumpkins.
You don't have to buy pumpkins if they just grow into your front yard.
Yeah, but you're gonna be
And
kidding
I'm going
yourself.
to put them in
works
the
too well.
backyard around trees.
When you
and
have
bushes.
5,000 pumpkins, you're like, I can't get rid of them.
My goal is to plant all 5,000 seeds, and I'm not kidding.
Some of them have my face. Like Jeremiah definitely jerked off.
I'm gonna
with
figure
these
out a
pumpkins.
delivery
He fucked
system,
this pumpkin.
too.
He impregnated this pumpkin. All right.
Just get your face. You don't have to carve a face. That's your face.
Kill me.
But no, pumpkin shortage will not happen at my house. And I'm going to laugh if I plant 5,000 seeds and get 0 pumpkins.
Oh, you are a pumpkin
That-
loser. I think, yeah. That in that
Wow,
case.
that actually hit home. You're just a pumpkin loser.
kill yourself.
That feels like a weird childhood insult kind of thing. Like, you're just a pumpkin loser.
You just kill yourself like Charlie Brown definitely did at some point.
My dad's growing 5,000 pumpkins on our property. How many grew? 0. Pumpkin loser.
No, Dad, your dad should kill himself like Charlie Brown definitely did. And then we go.
Charlie Brown's dad was never in the show, was he?
Charlie Brown's dad definitely killed himself.
Wasn't it just his mom he talked to?
And it was mostly about like, where's Daddy? Like,
why do I have cancer?
Why do I have cancer? And where's Daddy? Daddy left because of your cancer. Because he doesn't want to deal with old cancel.
Daddy says the
cancer culture. Sorry.
Cancer culture. Daddy says he'd get the strippers he fucks later at night get depressed when he talks about your cancer, so he decided to leave.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, next story.
Halloween trees are trending this year. Cool. I know one person with a Halloween tree. I've always in my head had a fine line of mocking it and loving it. And I think
because we love to me it would be like
I think for me I can't have 2 trees in one year that you have to put up and decorate.
I also think we're like stealing something from Christmas and to
good,
make Halloween
in a way.
No,
good.
But to make Halloween great, you don't need to steal something from Christmas. You can just be your own thing. In fact, Christmas should be stealing shit from Halloween.
I think if you have a Halloween tree, it shouldn't be a pine tree and look like a Christmas tree. No. It should look like a decrepit dead tree, and you
find the worst
shit.
Essentially, like anything out
like
there
a Charlie
that
Brown
normally
tree.
Had leaves on it, like a dead tree, like something not a dead tree, but something with no leaves. You know,
or if you're gonna buy a fake one or something, it could have like orange leaves on it, so it's turned.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
fall,
you can do that.
A fall tree.
Yeah, you could have a turn tree.
So either a turn tree or a dead tree. But I think
undead tree.
But my whole thing is I think it needs to be a deciduous tree, not a coniferous tree.
Okay. Yes, I think so too.
I think coniferous is stealing from Christmas, and it looks too much like Christmas.
I would definitely agree with that. We need something that looks decrepit and maybe not even a tree at all.
I think next year I'm probably gonna have a Halloween tree in my house.
Like burned and like
I'm gonna burn my neighbor's tree, then chop it down.
Yeah, let it rot. Yeah.
What are you doing? Halloween only comes once a year.
I got eyes on those other motherfuckers too.
I noticed them at Walmart. They weren't putting out the Halloween trees in the parking lot like they do with the Christmas trees.
All
this
because
year.
they don't exist. All right, one more.
Oh yeah, Stand By Me was a movie, and Corey Feldman had a fake ear.
That's the news.
And Corey Feldman held on to the fake ear, and now he's selling it as an NFT. It's a hybrid NFT because he's basically giving you a real object, but also a digital proof of purchase, if you will, saying that it's yours, it's real, it came from Corey Feldman. And
it sounds like he's kind of capitalizing on NFT because that sounds like he's just selling a memorabilia.
He's selling an ear.
He's selling memorabilia with a certificate of authenticity.
That's digital, and it's one of a kind.
So it's worse than a regular certificate of authenticity.
Yeah,
but
it's not even a piece of paper.
He's capitalizing on the NFT language.
Yeah. But if you are a fan of Corey Feldman, for $12 plus $5 shipping, he will latex mold his ear and send you a replica of his ear. He's 50 years old.
Yeah.
Corey Feldman is 50 years old.
And he needs money.
No, actually, this is going to a charity. I forgot what the charity did. I think it was something ambiguous. Like, I think it said it helps the poor, cures cancer, and fights injustice.
If I were Bezos, like a piece of shit, I'd be like, I will give that charity $10 million if you cut off your real ear, you piece of shit.
That's why we're not rich. We would do fucked up shit with our money.
They're
doing fucked up shit with their money. Look at Usher and people like them.
But like, I am surprised that Bezos hasn't been like, I want your real ear, Corey Feldman.
How much do you care about your charity?
Yeah. And just make him choose.
And write it on Twitter. Make it public.
Literally, like, be recording him with your phone. Like, how much do you... I mean, you're already an evil billionaire. Nobody's going to think less of you. You're
I'll give you $1 billion for your ear. Or you can pick a number.
But then if he does it, then he's a hero.
Yeah.
Anyway,
for his charity.
Come on, Corey Feldman.
See, I love the fact that for $17 you could have a mold, a replica of Corey Feldman's ear. And weirdly, I almost want to do it even though I have no attachment to Corey Feldman.
Yeah,
I mean, he's been in some horror movies. He's been in Friday the 13th,
yeah,
right?
he was in a lot of shit from when we were young, man.
I mean,
right?
I just don't have the attachment to him. Like, he was in what? Goonies, right?
Yeah. Yeah, he's a huge.
He was in Friday the 13th.
Him and Feldman were in a lot of.
I mean, for $17, you can do a lot of good for a charity, and you can then put in a jar a rubber ear and be like, "This is Corey Feldman's ear. He's 50 and he lived rough. Like, he could be dead in a month."
Yeah, but the thing is, like, he has actually been doing better. I mean, I think he's cleaned up and
everything. He's no Screech.
No, because he was in
R.I.P.
Because remember, like him and fucking Haim were in movies together. Lost Boys.
Corey Haim, yeah. He outlived Haim.
Lost Boys had both of them in it, I think.
God, you're right. I mean, $17. Like, I shit that out,
Hold on.
like, going to the grocery store, buying chicken. Like, God, I could just be like, honey, I didn't buy chicken this week.
He was also in...
We're going to have to eat vegan food.
Never mind, this is really depressing. I don't even tell you the name of this fucking documentary he was in. Okay, never mind.
Famous shitheads in America.
No, this is called My Truth, The Rape of Two Corys. Because both him and Corey Haim were, like there was that huge thing, like you just molest kids in Hollywood.
I thought it was Corey Feldman just doing a documentary about two other guys named Corey who got separately raped and completely
My Rape
different.
of Two Corys.
I raped these two Corys.
The sequel, Two Corys 2, and it's him on the cover, although he's doing...
Two Corey, two rape. It's like Fast and the Furious.
Oh, Jesus, R.I.P. Corey Haim. Feldman's still alive. And
if you want his ear and give to charity, I mean, I'm thinking about it. I guess...
Honestly, go to charity, and honestly, I mean, again, Feldman...
It's a weird thing
he
to
supplied
have.
a lot of great shit for my
If I came here and I
childhood.
saw an ear in a jar in your house, I'd be like, whoa, what's that? Like, it's a conversation starter.
Yeah, be like, it is Corey Feldman's ear. He was raped in Hollywood.
If you want to really raise a lot of money for the charity, get like 8 of them, put them on a necklace, do a Vietnam style.
Yeah, I killed 4 Feldmans to get this. I just got a bunch of Feldman clothes in the basement, just like, all right, need new. I ripped one of my ears. No. Just harvest the ears.
Did you kill 4 Feldmans or 2 and take the rights and lefts? Look at them, idiot. Left.
Yeah,
That's 4 Feldmans.
That's 4 Feldmans right there.
Not left, right, duh. How are you demeaning me? You're the one wearing Corey Feldman's ears.
You're saying I'm bad because I'm a Feldman farm? Oh no, Mr. Feldman farm's a bad guy. Oh, and just because I only harvest the ears and I literally throw all of the other parts away?
Corey Feldman to have his own Feldman farm, and these aren't latex ears, they're real ears.
Yeah,
nails them out.
He's just like they're just growing on corn stalks or cabbage patches out in the fucking yard. Just like,
I was thinking more like actual Feldmans.
No, just like actually giving birth to them?
Daddy? Slit.
He's only like 25 years.
Dog day afternoons him.
Like, all right, I'm going to want some Feldman fingers. Feldman fingers. Best fingers in the business.
Yeah, he runs out. He's like, oh shit, I can't clone anymore, and I have all these Feldmans. What can I sell off these? Feldman penises.
Oh, man. We are...
Feldman scrotum coin purses.
All right. We are running a little behind here, but you know what? I think that's fine because we've been having a lot of fun with these bullet points. We are going to move into the show proper with spider web dropping.
Hey, it's your story first, so how about you start it?
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to like howl or something.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
All right. Well,
Jared's just being weird over here.
I am being weird. All right.
Howl? Why would I do that?
So this one has a lot of detail. I'm just gonna stay away from the detail. Yeah, I knew you were gonna do that. Fuck you. Hey, you want to talk for a little bit? Yeah, go ahead and talk. I won't do nothing. You howled twice before that. Before
That's pretty much what I was going for. Yeah.
We haven't been doing this for about 7 years. 7.5 years. All right. So anyway, this first one has a lot of detail. I'm going to stay away from a lot of the detail so we can get to some more stories. But apparently, up to 4,000 serial killers whose crimes rival Ted Bundy and Zodiac are loose in the U.S., and a map shows where they may be, experts warn. The thing I want to note is this is... Okay, originally somebody from the FBI was like, 2,000... they've done they crunched the numbers of like the number of deaths. They've noted first of all the number of homicides have gone down since like 1965, but the number of unsolved cases have actually ultimately gone up, and they attribute to a lot of different things. But one of the things they note is that just based on the sheer number of homicides, the number that can be attributed to serial killers looks to be the floor about 2,000. And then somebody who's even like more of a serial killer expert than even the FBI, somebody who has been following it and been in the business writing books and stuff about it longer, says it's probably closer to 3,000 or 4,000, which still works with the FBI's numbers, which is saying the floor is 2,000. So they have actually gone out. I'm going to not go into the rationale of how they came up with these numbers. I just want to point out like some of these states with the biggest numbers here, which is actually not really a huge thing. most people will not be surprised by the states here, but the 10 states with the most serial killer victims. Scott, you want to guess which one's the first one?
New York City?
Actually, New York is number 5.
California?
Exactly. California has actually 1,000 more than New York. California says 1,628 serial killer victims compared to New York is 628.
I just wanted to say New York City from the old chili ads.
Yeah, the old
Were they chili ads?
Pace Picante.
Was it Picante?
Yeah, Pace Picante salsa.
New York City?
This is, yeah, and I watched one of those like 80s commercials, like, you know, compilations online, which is funny. We used to like wish like, why can't we fast forward through commercials? And now
it's nostalgia. It hits
now
that
we're just like,
nostalgia
I just want
button
to
in
watch
your brain.
35 minutes of this shit.
It tickles the part of your brain that makes you remember when you were a little kid wearing your jammies.
Which was horrible. You know, mostly. But the, I
got raped through many Pace Picante commercials. I got Feldman hard while they were yelling New York City.
Yeah. Where'd you get raped? New York City! Yeah, that's a lot of rapes happening.
Where'd you get Feldman? Or no, Corey'd.
Corey'd, yeah. Oh, man, that's horrible. We called it Corey'd back then, everybody.
Getting Corey'd.
Yeah. Oh, you get Corey'd by it? Yeah, I got Corey'd by my dad last night.
Ironically, it was in a quarry.
Yeah.
Corey'd in a quarry.
Corey'd in a quarry in New York City! Anyway, so California's got 1,628 serial killer victims, and number 2, Texas, with about half that, 893. Third place, we're going to hit the top 5 here. Florida, 845, big surprise. Number 4, Illinois with 629, and then with one nipping at its heels, New York with 628 right behind it. So these are people, or these are the number of victims they've kind of calculated are serial killer victims in these states, and the fact that we might have about 4,000 serial killers active,
Which
right
is
now.
someone who has killed two
or more people.
more
Yeah, and usually there's like a sadistic sexual component to it, if not
sometimes.
yes, but either way, they're usually some kind of like, they're not spree killers. They're not like, they're like, those are different. They're like mass shootings.
They kill, they wait, they do it again, and they do it at least
and usually,
3 times.
And usually there's a very specific psychological motive. There's an MO that actually like links them together. They're like, I like to do the same thing, or I send. We talked about the Zodiac Killer. Actually, Matt Granger brought the Zodiac Killer story to the table
R.I.P.
last week. So yeah.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Matt Granger. We will miss you.
No,
dearly.
Zodiac Killer.
Oh, yeah. From 2018, yes.
R.I.P.
It's from 2018. Gary, we will miss you and all your crazy shenanigans.
Honestly, I am sad that he died before he was found, because if that really is true, we may never get all the details and intricacies of what happened.
Yeah, because he like definitely attributed what.
I want to know what he thought about John
5 or 9.
Leguizamo playing him. That matters to me. Like, John Leguizamo played him in a movie.
Yeah,
I want to know how he felt about that, because he had to go. He probably went to the theater and was like,
okay, empty promise, Zodiac Killer seance.
Like, we're gonna do it on Halloween night.
We're gonna find the Zodiac Killer.
Wait, did they decipher his code? Like, could we replace the letters on the Ouija board with his code?
There are some of the
and then let him talk to us in his code.
I believe there's some of the code they did. There's that little, his little signature, the cross with the circle around it, which is like they thought might be a coordinate marker.
Yeah, the coordinate marker.
Like they never quite figured that out.
They never quite figured that out.
So you know, like the Ouija board thing, like that
Ouija board.
That should be.
I was wondering how many times I could copy you and you wouldn't notice.
the little triangle where you could actually where you could have that as the coordinate marker.
Yes. Yeah, dude, like an actual coordinate marker shaped like the
yes,
the triangle.
The triangle. You're a fucking piece of shit. Anyway, so that's the new content for this story. We now have a Ouija board that's specific
Zodiac
to the
Killer
Zodiac
Ouija
Killer.
board.
Yes.
Yeah, where you can only talk to him and other very confused ghosts.
Yeah, it's sort of like how they have all the
triangle, greater than symbol.
What do you need?
Backwards P.
Just tell me what you need.
He's like, I'm trying. Your Ouija board's fucked. Like.
It doesn't even have a yes or no. It's a squiggly line and 2 quotation marks and a snake. I'm pretty sure this is mostly hieroglyphs. This is one of them knockoff Zodiac Ouija boards.
I would just love that idea. A very frustrated ghost be like, I'm really trying to communicate. There's a dead body under your own porch.
Yeah.
And it just comes through as greater than sign, lesser than sign, backwards P, upside down K.
Yeah.
And you're like, I think this ghost is the Zodiac Killer. We're talking to him for real. Quick, decode it.
Yeah, oh my god.
It's just a frustrated ghost. You're like, fuck you. upward symbol, upward symbol, upward symbol, upward symbol.
Up, down, left, right, BA, start.
I think he just taught me how to cheat at Street Fighter.
Oh shit, we got ultimate forever lives in Contra. Sweet. All right, we don't need this fucking Ouija board anymore. Who plays Ouija boards when you have infinite lives in Contra?
You just flip it over and bring out the NES.
Yeah, there's just this fucking ghost in limbo now because you didn't close out the Ouija session.
Yeah. Oh, you have to do that? You have to close out the session?
I don't know. It's all bullshit, but whatever. So yes, I would say you have to close out the session.
I do love the idea. I do love the idea of a Ouija board specifically for the Zodiac Killer.
That's our new concept,
using his cryptography.
Yes, and I actually do have the next story as well. So I'm going to just take this one real quick as well. This is a
take it quick.
Yeah, there's a house where okay, so apparently in 2003,
I read this story. It's fucked up.
A teen killed his mother and two sisters in Michigan, I believe.
Almost like Michael Myers.
Actually, it was. Yeah, it was not.
It was a very Michael, except the kid was older and he killed more people.
Yep, and
so I guess it's not a lot like Michael Myers at all.
Was mother and two sisters versus
a boy
just
killed
one sister?
A boy killed a relative in a house.
Yeah,
just like Friday the 13th.
In Michigan,
or just like Halloween.
Illinois,
just like Halloween.
Michigan is close enough to Illinois as far as
I can't tell the difference.
Hey, we're Vermonters. We don't give a shit.
I can't tell the difference.
Don't call us New Hampshire. We will fucking kill you. But if we mix up Michigan and Illinois, whatever.
They're both white cheese states.
Not really.
Well, yeah, they have yellow cheese, but they're white people who eat cheese.
Illinois eats cheese?
Sure, everyone eats cheese. But they have yellow cheese.
Oh, that's right. They have the Illinois cheesesteak. That's right.
They put yellow food coloring in all their chease.
Oh, everybody does outside of Vermont. Like, I mean,
they love their food coloring.
Yeah. Well,
they love their food coloring.
For most of the nation, like, it used to be this way, where cheddar cheese was yellow or orange. But that was like just because people were like, yeah, let's do like.
I think that was just cartoons.
No, it's if you just buy cheddar cheese and like you can buy cheddar cheese that's not from Vermont and it's orange and yellow. Yeah.
Oh, they just did it wrong.
Yeah, so it's a craft single.
It's cartoon cheese.
Yeah, it's like American.
Oh,
cheese,
okay, good to know.
If you, I mean, I think it's changed now because people have gotten more health conscious and craft isn't like the big.
Yeah,
thing
food dyes
like,
are bad for you if you don't eat them. Like if you don't need a dye, don't have a dye.
Yeah.
All right. So this woman decorated her house all kinds of bloody. And it's a murder house.
This is somebody who actually owned the house when this family was murdered.
She's a relative, right?
Yes, I think they were renting the house to this family. I think they were a relative. I would have to check on that, but they were definitely renting it to this family. And she was like, I remember cleaning up the blood afterwards because people don't do a great job apparently doing that. They're like, it's up to you to figure this out after like the police leave and the forensics leave and all this kind of stuff. So this person, I will say, this is okay. You don't have to take this down, but this is. I wouldn't do this if I lived in the South. This is off color. This is a little off color. That being said, the decoration fucking on point. This person has been had a decoration up for quite a while, and it has like handprints on the windows saying "Help us." It has 3 grave. Actually, the thing that I think kills it, that really nails it, is the fact that there are 3 gravestones, R.I.P. in the.
And the murder weapon with an evidence marker next to it.
Yeah. So it really is clearly recreating the murder
and police
scene
tape
from less than 20 years ago, and apparently it's been up for a while. And this person has been getting a lot of flack for it. They did finally apparently the update is the controversial Halloween display outside of the Walker House has been removed, but the person who put it up was straight up unapologetic, and it was let's see. I can't remember I'm not going to worry about the specifics of the actual crime itself because that was a 2003 thing. We're talking about
there's a period where you can not joke about something, and then a period where you can. And
I don't know if you can. I like something so specific in the house. This is
pushing it.
I don't find I mean, here's the thing. They should. If they're getting pressured to like take it down, they want to take it down. That's fine. I don't blame people for.
After 20 years pass, like memories are fading, things are going away.
But no, I mean not really. I mean these people, the family still the surviving members still probably live in that fucking town and drive.
So this is why every time I pitch on the anniversary of 9/11 for Jenga to sell a double set, and sell it as the 9/11 commemorative set to 2 Jenga towers that you can knock down. They keep ignoring my emails. But it's not too soon. They probably just don't want to hurt them.
If this was a joke, I would say too soon. This isn't a joke. This is a commemoration of a horrible incident. This isn't funny to me.
Okay.
I'm
with you.
To me, there's no joke. Like if Gilbert Gottfried got up and were to give a joke about this, it would be in context and it would And again, I'm not saying this person was even in the wrong for doing it, but I also totally understand why family members and stuff would be like, that is like, it's just in bad taste. And sometimes I'm like,
it is.
Okay, even if it's not funny. There's no joke there. You're just literally saying people died here and people still remember it. There's no joke. It's not a joke. They're like, people can make jokes. Gilbert Gottfried, when he got lost his Aflac job because of the joke about the 9/11, it was a fucking hilarious joke. Like, he makes really funny... Or no, it was the Japanese tsunami jokes, I think, that he lost his Aflac thing over.
I think it was, yeah.
Which, again, awful shit, but his jokes were really funny. Like, what do Japanese guys say when they lose their girlfriend? It's no big deal. Another one will come floating by any minute now. Yeah. Something like that. Or what does every Japanese person have in their home? Floodlines. Stuff like that. Really horrible, but also, like, in context, pretty fucking hilarious. There's no joke here. This just murder stuff. But I will say... The decoration, fucking on point. Yep. Really, really good. If you had this in any other, literally just move it next door. Beautiful. Amazing.
All right, we have time for one more story. I'm going to pull the New Zealand
pick
one.
Whichever one you want.
New Zealand Council ends contract with Wizard after 2 decades of service.
Did we ever cover the New Zealand Wizard here?
Okay. Ian Brackenbury Channel?
I feel like we covered the...
I don't know.
Regardless.
I
know. I thought, no, we definitely covered a Wizard somewhere, but like maybe not this one.
88 years old, has been let go off of public payroll after spending 23 years as the state-appointed wizard in New Zealand.
Did he get Me Too'd?
Kinda?
Wait, really? I didn't read this story because I was like, oh, do you...
Okay, this comes directly after he made some comments publicly that people basically did not really like.
So he got canceled, not Me Too. Okay, different.
Yeah, here's some of the comments that came after he went on Channel 3's comedy current affairs show, New Zealand Today, hosted by Guy Williams. The wizard said he liked to tease women by telling them they were devious and said they use cunning to get men who are thick. Quote,
sort of is actually... Oh, you're right on.
Quote, I love women. I forgive them all the time. I've never struck one yet. Never strike a woman because they bruise too easily is the first thing. And they'll tell the neighbors and their friends. And then you're in big trouble.
Okay, so offensive joke.
I don't know if it's a joke. He's basically saying he won't hurt a woman because they bruise. I don't know if it's a joke.
I mean, maybe he actually has struck women and they bruise. Maybe that's,
Maybe.
I thought maybe he was saying it like tongue-in-cheek, like, oh, hey, the reason I won't do this, blah, blah, blah.
Again, it's not a comedy show, but at the same time,
not something you should say. Don't be surprised about losing your job.
He's joking about domestic violence.
Your state-funded job, you should not be surprised about losing when you say dumb shit like that. I'm not sticking up for old Gandalf here.
No, so he's stepped down forcibly. They no longer will be paying him, but he is still going to do the role once a week or so in public, and they are putting up at the Centre of Arts in New Zealand in, Christchurch? Yeah, in Christchurch.
Yep.
They are going to put up in the Art Center a retrospective on his life and his career, if you will.
Yeah, he's been there for a while. He's been doing it.
So he's not going out all kinds of shamed,
he's
but at the same time
wizard,
he did kind of me to himself a little bit. But
one of those old-fashioned wizards that just likes to make domestic abuse jokes.
At least he Me Too'd himself and not someone else.
Yeah,
he could have beat or raped a woman.
He canceled himself.
He could have quarried someone. But instead, he just made some off-color comments about domestic
violence. At 88, you should be retired by now, man. Come on, you're good. So, hopefully, maybe he gets one of them sweet wizard pensions. Who knows? I would say, I don't know, any new content from this?
Unfortunately,
I would just go Lord of the Rings style on this, where Gandalf gets Me Too'd. And poor Frodo's just like, the things he did to me. He made me, put the ring on his penis, and then he was like, I don't have a dick, so I'm not rape if you can't see my penis.
Those weren't children, they were hobbits. I like their tiny hands, but they're legal.
I raped a 106-year-old man.
But not a child.
Yeah, not a child. You never see a child with hairy feet, do you?
Those tiny hands.
Those hairy feet and tiny
hands.
The things they can do to my large wizard staff. Yes, stroke the staff.
Have you ever lost a wizard's ring up your own asshole and had to have tiny little hands reach up and find it?
He swallows the ring. Clearly the ring goes up his asshole and you can see it making parts of him invisible, in there. What? What? No, I don't have a ring up my asshole. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's just flashes of his like intestines.
Gandalf, we can see. I don't know why it's going up your intestines, but the way a wizard's asshole works is it's
It's a
foreign.
mystery.
It's a mystery. Poof.
You hear that, dildo faggins?
That was Lord of the Rings, right?
Yeah.
Yes. That's a classic dildo baggins. Yes, it was. Anyway.
All right, well that works for me.
All right.
Outside of that, are we good?
Yeah, we're gonna go on some kind of song, or maybe not.
I gave you 3 choices of some actually
saw that,
good old timey.
You do need to like send me some
songs.
links, unless I can find those on Spotify.
You can fucking Google them. I did.
But why do I have to? If you did already. I just want to make sure I have the right versions. Although these are very uniquely named. Never mind. These are very obvious if I make this. Okay. Never mind. I'm fine. We're gonna go out.
I feel
on
like
something.
I'm talking to someone on Facebook and they're like, "Prove it. Do your own research.
We're probably gonna go out on Mr.
Jared,
Werewolf, Dracula's Daughter, or Graveyard.
Do your own research."
People die for less.
Actually, I think all 3 are pretty good. I don't think I have a favorite, and I only
I'm
wrote
gonna-
them down
I'm gonna-
because they were in a bigger link with a whole bunch of them.
I'm gonna
and
flip
if
a
I
three-headed
if I
coin.
just gave you the link, you'd have to then search through them to find them all because it was like 50 of them.
No, you. I didn't realize you actually gave me very specific
No,
information.
I think if you type those into YouTube,
I can
you
copy
will
and
find
paste
them
them.
instantly.
Yes, this is how the sausage is made, folks. And I'm
Yes. This is the talk. This is where he and I have our domestic talk after the show. It's like, no, you do the dishes.
and we're gonna go out on whatever it is you're hearing, enjoy it, and get lost.
Get lost. Ow.
I'm not cutting you off on this one. I might eventually cut you off. I want to see if your fucking face turns blue, bitch.
With a greasy, where the Undertaker with that honeymoon in the funeral parlor. They drank some graveyard wine. They had some ripple wine juice at 8:45. All hell broke loose. Dig! There's folk everywhere, dancing around and around, dancing through that crazy, beautiful, very gone sound. Lord, self-pit. They did a graveyard creep. They did a graveyard creep. Spook! Say, Spook, can you hear me, man? Can you wail for the while? Dig! There's folk everywhere, dancing around and around, dancing the dude and the crazy and the beat of the nearest sound. Good God! Go, lady! Go ahead, preach it. It was a weird sight, Lord.